welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is T. I love all things skin and beauty. And if you see the title, that means that I got the Mothership palette. Yes, I did. I got the Mothership XII palette. And we're gonna be talking about, personally my feelings and where the brand is going from before and now, if this was worth the wait. I am basically, here to share my love of makeup and, skin and beauty, and about definitely the impact of my fungal acne that I definitely have. And I really want to be, someone in this space where you can show like the ups and downs of having fungal acne and really just be really blunt about what's going on in the makeup industry. And so without further ado, let's get into this. Get ready with me. All right, we're gonna do the face first. I do have the Pat McGrath foundation, but I'm not sure if it's safe for me to use, so I'm not gonna take myself out just yet. So we're gonna go in with the Danessa Myricks Blurring Balm Universal, the primer, and we're use the Fashion Fair cream foundation. Not all releases are going to be fungal acne safe. It is what it is, but they recently launched a foundation, a liquid foundation, Fashion Fair, and unfortunately I cannot use it. It is not fungal acne safe. So that was very sad for me because I definitely like their cream foundation, and it doesn't have a lot of triggers, at least for me. Again, fungal acne is just a weird condition. Like, there are others who can use triggers that others can't use, and I am definitely in the same boat. But yeah, I was very disappointed once again that I had to just say no. Like, it's very unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right, so this is it. It's in the signature white packaging. I got it in the Brown Sugar Babe, and it just comes in this nice cream formula, and then it opens with like a sponge thing, but I don't use that. But it's good for like a type of cushion feel to it. Like, you could take this on the go with you and use just fine. But it is what it is, which is why I have this. This is, I would say, maybe medium coverage, but this is still pretty good. About my feelings with how Pat McGrath and her brand is going. We waited for almost 2 years for another Mothership, and within those almost 2 years, we got a palette that did not have the baked formula. I think the last time we had the baked formula was in Utopian Dream. But normally the last 4 rows, the last quad, would be baked shades. And so, you know, for me, I think Pat McGrath from the very beginning of, you know, the mothership has really reserved that spot for baked shades. And so I don't know if they're going in a different route, if they're changing manufacturers, or it's just really expensive. But in my opinion, the quality of the Pat McGrath brand as like a whole, especially with the motherships and the, you know, Mothership Mega, the quads, the quints, the quality has definitely gone, you know, down a little bit, like with the pricing going up, which for me, if this doesn't include like a baked shades and it's just regular, like, because like even if it was an astral or a blitz or a VR shade or a pale gold shade, it would still be baked. So it didn't matter what type of formula it was. Those last 4 rows of a mothership would be baked. So I'm starting to think that it could be that maybe it's just making the process of the shades in terms of the formulation or the sources. I think it's made it more harder to come by for the brand, and that's probably why there hasn't been like any like baked formulas, and we just have like the regular formula and the quints too, which like the quints are really great, definitely high quality too, but again, no baked shades. And on top of that, the pan sizes have definitely became smaller, and yeah, so there's ups and downs with this brand for sure. And I think, I don't even know if Pat McGrath is really involved in the brand as much as we thought. Because first of all, who would have thought that Pat McGrath would do a Candy Crush collection? And like you have like all of this like inspiration. You could have done like an eyeshadow palette or something related to Candy Crush. Instead, you're repackaging existing products. And like I haven't seen anyone really talk about it. I don't even know if it's like actually released at this point because I don't really care. I'm just honestly here for the motherships really as a collector. I am obsessed with the eyeshadow formula of Pat McGrath, and that's really it. That's the only thing that I care about at this point. This is the LYS bronze stick. I'm just using a lighter hand for this. I don't know. I also feel that people are definitely getting tired of how the packaging looks. Like the packaging never was like that. It like when she first started, you know, with like the previous motherships, like the starting of her brand, like we had different types of like art on the mothership, and now we're just getting this like regular faces like, hey girl, like hey girl, where you been at, you know? Like it's just people are getting tired of that as well. Like, I don't think there is a lot of thought or creativity in my opinion, because like Pat McGrath can really get really creative. But I think, one, being a brand owner, being a makeup artist, and being a part of, you know, runway makeup and celebrity, and on top of that, you're going to be the creative director of, is it Louis Vuitton? Like, you're gonna be the creative director, and your brand at the moment, people are like, I don't know where this brand is going, because one, we're not gonna forget about the second Star Wars collection that just repackaged older product, meaning that they just put a sticker on a previous mothership. And it wasn't even the sticker. It was slanted. It was put on motherships very poorly. So we're not just, and on top of that, how much it actually costs too. Like, no. No. So at this point for me, like, I'm a collector. I know what I brought. Like, none of the, I think the last mothership we had didn't have baked shades either. And it was this weird formula that was going to replace, I'm assuming, the baked formula that was really gritty. It kind of reminded me of like those type of foiled, or like, I don't want to say crunchy, but it was just giving like not smooth, kind of glittery, but not. It was just a weird formula. So honestly, I'm curious if the baked shades will ever come back, unless it's like maybe for like a big collection or like a collab or something, because I don't know if we're ever going to get baked shades. And that to me is kind of sad, because I think that's the aesthetic of a mothership. That's the aesthetic of her brand. You have the mothership with the black lacquer packaging. In the beginning, it was gold plated in the back, where basically it had like the label and things like that. I can probably pull out some of my palettes too, just to kind of like give you a feel for it. So for example, this is Mothership I. So this is what it looks like. And you see, like, we definitely didn't start with the new packaging that is consistently on every single mothership palette. It was something like this. This is Mothership I, and there was definitely more color at the very beginning. And again, it opens up like this. You have your black lacquer packaging right here. And you have the cardboard paper that pretty much says like what the shades are. And so this is the packaging. This is the gold plated back. It was gold plated. And so when you open it up, and like, I've had this for a very long time, so, but when you open it up, right, from the very start, you can already tell that right here we have baked shades. Like, these are baked shades. These are what it was reserved for baked shades. So this is pretty much what we have here. And it didn't matter what formula it was. So like if you take a look right here, we have Pale Gold 2, that's baked, VR Violet, that's baked, Blitz Blue, baked, and Astral White, baked. All of them were baked. And now we don't have that. But like the Mothership Maga as well. And then at the time, it had like pops of like color, but it was still, you know, pretty easy to do a neutral look, especially with the Mothership one. And yeah, it's, I'm not liking where the brand is going right now, because the quality has definitely gone down while the pricing has gone up. So then we have Utopian Dream. I believe this was the last Mothership that had the baked shades. So I believe this is 10. This should be 10. But again, you pretty much have the like original packaging that you normally see on a Mothership nowadays. You have this recognizable face. Yeah. Yeah. And then you have the cardboard paper with the shades in here. And so for the baked shades, you have Bronze Solaris 5, Blitz Extreme, Astral Venuan Orchid, some of these names, Astral Amethyst Moon. So those were the baked shades for the Utopian Dream palette, okay? Now, this is the Utopian Dream right here. Got my fingerprints on here. I've had this for a while too, but longer. Like this, the Mothership one, definitely longer. And you know, gold plated anymore. And when you open it up, as you can see, this is pretty much what the palette is giving right here. So you have the 4 rows, once again, the quad with baked shades. And again, it didn't matter what formula it was always baked, okay? No matter what, it was always baked. I believe this time we had, it looks like we have 3 that are somewhat baked. Correction. We had Bronze Solarless 5, Astral Venian Orchid, and Astral Amethyst Moon. Blitz Extreme was not baked. So this time we had 3 that were baked for Utopian Dream. But again, it didn't include the baked formula as like the 4 formulas than the actual like Mothership one. So we had 1 less of a baked formula, which I mean, I'd rather have that than not have a baked formula at all, because that's the signature of a Mothership anyways. So for it to now not have baked shades is definitely I consider that a downgrade, to be honest with you. And now we have, I believe this is Mothership 11, because this is, the new one is 12. But this one is Sunlit Seduction. This is what it is. Again, it's a theme. It's a theme. with the face, as always. And so I still have the sticker on this one, which is crazy. But again, third thing with the names on here. And then for this, as you can see, the lacquer. And this time, yeah, this is definitely not, yeah, as you can see. So when you open it this time, guess what? No baked shades. And I think this was the start where everyone was like, what? Like, no baked shades? But yeah, none, zero, nada of baked shades, okay? And again, you had the whole mauve-y theme that Pat McGrath was just desperately pulling ever since You Know What palette came and was very successful. And after that, it was just another variation of that palette that was just a hit and overplayed for a while now with the motherships, right? So for this one, we had Astral Pink Fetish, Blitz Crimson Ecstasy, Astral Amethyst Allure, and Astral Gilded Aura as the 4 quads, but they're not baked. So again, it didn't matter like what formula it was. Originally, those 4 quad, that quad section was supposed to be reserved for baked shades. Talked about the Mothership palette. Let's just get this over with at this point so I can, you know. All right, so we have the Mothership 12, okay? This is the Mothership 12. Again, the same face that we see, the same face, which is gorgeous, definitely. But again, I think people are getting tired of seeing this the same face. But this is Petalmorphosis, and I definitely got it in the lavender. I know. Black is better because the shades pop out a little bit more. With this packaging, the shades or colors seem more muted than if it was like in the black lacquer. But this definitely has a gradient to it, as you can see. There's a gradient. It's really cute. This is my first time ever getting like a different color than the original black lacquer. I just felt like I should probably get it. Like, I already know it doesn't come with baked shades. Let me just get the lavender. But yeah, it definitely looks muted for sure. As you can see, it's definitely muted when it comes down to it being against a color like this. The shades don't stand out as much as a black lacquer case would. But again, you see the 4 quad shades. They're not baked either. And a lot of people were like, what's going on with the brand? Are they no longer doing like the baked formula? I don't think we're ever going to see the baked formula. I really came for the fact that it was a different type of color story. It was like kind of like the old days of Pat McGrath, where we had like a hint and pop of color Like Subversive again will forever be like my favorite mothership for me, because it was like so colorful and just definitely it stood out, and the formulas in that mothership was, I think, top tier. One of my favorite motherships would be Subversive. But yeah, so we have that matte green. We definitely have that matte green. Now, you know, the matte green and the mauve shade, especially with the one that has the little like glitters in it, definitely something that you wouldn't see a green palette or like a green matte be in, because those two type of shades are really hard to like blend with. But you know, we're just gonna see. We're just gonna try it out. But that's basically again my feelings with this. And then again, you see the back of this too. It's, you know, I would say in the beginning the motherships also were more heavier, just a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna do a look with the mothership. All right, first things first, I definitely want to go in with the green, but before I do that, I'm gonna go in with this shade here. So this is the mauve shade without the glitters in it, but I'm just gonna use this and I'm gonna pat it in because I want to build the look. And like, yeah, this is definitely a great shade for sure. Definitely a great shade. Again, Pat McGrath's formula is amazing. Like, I'm always going to support, but I'm going to express my feelings for sure. But you can't say that her eyeshadow formula isn't revolutionary. Like, it is definitely one of my top 10s of like eyeshadow formulas. Same with Natasha Denona. I will say for like Charlotte Tilbury, not so much. I'm not really into the eyeshadow palette formulas as I thought I would be, but definitely not my favorites. So yeah, this is definitely amazing. Yeah, you can't say that her mattes are not great. Like, her mattes are easy to blend, easy to use, at least for me. I will always say at least for me, because I know we have our own like choices or top 10 formulas for eyeshadow palettes. But yeah, Pat McGrath is definitely one of my favorites, and I'm just loving how easy this matte is building up. And I'm done. All right, I'm gonna clean off the brush, and I kind of want to go in with that that mauve shade with the shimmers in it. I just want to blend like the edges a little bit. I don't want it to be too harsh. And then we're definitely going to go back in with the matte, with the green matte. And the shimmers, like, they blend off well. There's not too much shimmer going on here. Not too much. Okay. So this is what we're looking like right now. All right, now I'm going to take the same brush and we're going to go in with that green matte. And again, the mattes are pretty much easy to like blend, but we definitely don't want to get overboard with the green matte because sometimes it could get really muddy. So that's why I'm just being a little bit careful. And like again, I'm not surprised, like it's Pat McGrath, but I will still be very like, you know, very I don't want to say like judgy, but like I'm just being really critical with the brand right now because I definitely think they're going in a different direction than like what, you know, the consumers, you know, the Pat McGrath lovers would like want them. Like, you know, I don't think it's good to downgrade. And then on top of that, you're increasing the prices. That's my thing, you know? Like a mothership is a lot. Like it's an investment. And so you also have to think about their competition. Like their competition is like, you know, maybe Charlotte Tilbury or, you know, the indie makeup brands because they're really doing it. I think for me, the Adept cosmetics formula will forever be worth the price to me. And that's because of the special shades that they have in there. The special shades, the color stories, the packaging. And so that's why they're one of my favorite indie makeup brands, right? So to me, that would be worth the price, which, by the way, my emo palette came in yesterday. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like where the brand is like going, honestly. And like, you know, same thing goes for Natasha Denona. Natasha Denona is definitely probably one of her competitors too. Then we have the Byredo one. And so when they release their special palette, that means you better go and get it. So I've been saving. So hopefully we get a new one too for Byredo, because I will definitely be getting that, because once it's gone, it's gone. But you have to really understand, like, they have competition and we have options. And so there's going to be, you know, people who are not collectors that are going to just like go to another like brand to get what they've been wanting in the Pat McGrath line that she's just not offering. And I think, you know, like, I understand that there could be like a direction that they're going into with manufacturers, or it's too expensive to make baked shades and things like that, or whatever the reason would be. But it's not just like the motherships, it's just like what, like the quads have gotten smaller. Like, have you guys noticed that? Like the quad pans and the size of the quads have gotten smaller, but the pricing has gone up. So again, I'm calling it how it is, but I will also say that I am a collector and I want to see where Pat McGrath is going. So we have Astral Iridescent Iris. I definitely want to use that. That's the shimmer, or the astral. Yes, the astral shade that's next to the green. So it would be this shade right here. So yeah, we're definitely gonna use that. This shade right here. It's kind of, let me see. So I'm not sure if that's what it looks like. And then let me just swatch it real quick. So that's what it looks like. Like smooth, a little bit thin, but it's, you know, it's an astral shade. So but yeah, we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna start this time with the inner corner. See, it's definitely like pretty. It's just like, I don't know why we're not getting the baked shades no more. Like, it's definitely a gorgeous like shimmer. But I'm just not liking that there's no baked shades. That's my only pet peeve that I have, is like there's no baked shades. Okay, we're gonna go in. We got Cosmic Fantasies. So Cosmic Fantasies is the one on the top row of where Lunar Nectar is, which I think ain't Lunar Nectar like a shade that we already have. But it's this one right here. So let me just, like, don't we already have that in another mothership or something? Or am I tripping? That sounds awfully familiar. So that's the color, that's the shade right there, the swatch right next to the other one. So yeah, that one, that looks like it's like kind of like a satin. Cosmic Fantasies, and then Astral Iris. So at the Astral Iridescent Iris is there, and then this is the Cosmic Fantasies shade, which now I don't know if I want to go in with that shade now. I kind of want to try something else. Then we have, should I just do I kind of want to do the Blitz shade. I'm going to do Blitz Bronze Supernova. Let's try one of these shades that are not baked. So I'm going to try this one then. Because, yeah, it's like, I don't know. Let me just swatch it real quick. So this one is the Blitz Bronze Supernova. This shade right here at the end. Yeah. I'm gonna use that one. I think we have a winner. I'm gonna use the Blitz Bronze Supernova shade. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Yeah. It's something different. You know, I've seen other looks of you know, people who are using this palette too, and I definitely want to try a little bit something different. But again, the only way for you to really deepen up the look, to give a dimension, is to really use that green shade. That's what I've been seeing everyone use, that green shade, but it's the only one that you can use. So I get it. I understand. But yeah, this is the look. It is what it is. We didn't get the baked shades, right? So it is what it is. We're gonna move on. All we could do is move on. Again, I like to spray my setting spray on my brush and then go in and blend my concealer. There isn't a lot of fallout, which is great. So I didn't have to like clean up much of the under eye. But yeah, I don't know. I still don't know how to feel about it. I definitely think getting it on sale would be best. Like, I just wanted to get it because I wanted it in the lavender packaging, which again, it's just really, you're buying it for the aesthetic, for the luxury feel. Then like with indie, I feel it's for like supporting an independent makeup brand, but also if you're already into their formula and you like it's your favorite brand, then that's when you would support a brand regardless of like what the packaging is, in my opinion. But yeah, I think that's why I am assuming Pat McGrath can definitely survive, even though they've laid off some of their employees over there, and even though Pat McGrath is now the creative director of a luxury beauty brand that's, you know, again, we have a lot of luxury brands already, I feel. So it's like, do we need another one? Like, I don't know. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, I haven't gotten any like Christian like, is it Christian Dior or Dior? I haven't gotten any of their like recent launches because like, one, to me it's not worth the price, and another thing is that most of the things that I loved from their brand I can't use anymore because of the reformulation, right? So I mean, I guess I saved my money. But then I haven't even tried the Prada stuff. I haven't tried Tom Ford. I just don't really find it interesting to me, which is why I'm really just into indie makeup brands. But I get it. I get why someone would want to buy from a luxury brand. It's for the like aesthetic, it's for the packaging, the feel, sometimes it's for the name. For me, getting Pat McGrath, it was really because like I've always loved her formulas, especially from the beginning when she first came out with like the Mothership and stuff. It was definitely something new, like you didn't really see it. And I also wanted to support a black owned brand. What can I say? That definitely got me. But that's, you know, pretty much it in my opinion. That's pretty much it. And then I also went in with my LYS setting spray. You know, I always got to use that. But now we're going to move on with Pat McGrath's blush bomb sticks. What are they? They probably have like, yeah, this is Forbidden Fleur. It is the Divine Blush Legendary Glow Color Bomb. That's what it is called. But this is it. Pat McGrath needs to come out with some cream bronzers that like, that's something that I think a lot would be interested in, for sure, is more complexion products. So yeah, if you guys want, we can do like another deep dive and I can like pull out my collection. I just really wanted to real quick talk about the Mothership one and then the last two Motherships, like, because you can really see the change that happened like in real time. Because like literally every single Mothership had the baked formula, and then Utopian Dream had like 3, and then Sunlight Seduction did not. So, and neither does Petalmorphosis. So it definitely you can see how the brand kind of like changed overnight, like Mothership after another Mothership, but also within like the releases that they had, you can also like see that shift too. So, you know, it's just really interesting where the brand is going and like how long it took for it to be in the format that it's in now of the Mothership palettes. Again, I'm trying out the Easy Bake Press Powder. Still don't like it, but Huda Beauty already has my money, so might as well use it for something. So we're going to try it again for the under eye. But yeah, again, don't really like it. Like, like yeah, it's kind of getting rid of like it's mattifying, but I just don't like how it makes the texture stand out. That's my thing. Like that's my only pet peeve that I have, is the way that it enhances the texture, like makes it like stand out, but it's fine. Because like again, I've tried it with like a brush, I've tried it with this, and I feel like with this puff it definitely makes the face more mattifying, but again, like texture still shows, so regardless if you use like a brush or this puff. So I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm still going to use it. I'm still going to get my money's worth. But like if I'm going out somewhere that's like important, like I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna use something else. That's for sure. Like I'm definitely gonna use something else for sure, because man, that's kind of crazy. It's kind of looking kind of crazy. All right, real quickly, I used the LYS brow gel. I then went in with my Lancome mascara. And now we're gonna move on to the powder products. So first things first, we're gonna go in with the Pat McGrath powder bronzer. I got the shade, which shade did I get? Burnished Honey. So that's what we're gonna do. Let me use one of these brushes here from Adept. And like her bronzers are okay. I just wish they were better shades. Wish they were, because it was definitely confusing trying to figure out what shade you would be. It's like, I think we need an extension on this one. I'm gonna turn it to the other side. And by the way, this is the P1 brush. If you're still interested in the Adept brush set. Woo. See, this is why I can't be doing this right now. It's still good. It's still alive. It's alive. All right. This is Paradise Glow. It's the Skin Fetish Divine Blush Duo. Whew, man. That would have not been great. I know that for sure. All right, I still don't like how my under eyes look, but it is what it is. All right, so now we're gonna do lips. This is in Secret Lover. It's the Lust Gloss. All right. Now I don't have her lip liners, but I know that they're good. I just don't have them. I'm gonna go in with the Fenty one instead. And I'm just gonna go over this time. Yep. I have to say that this lip liner, Fenty Beauty, this is in Extra Thigh. It's a nice shade. It goes with this lip gloss really well. Still don't like how my under eyes are looking. It's looking kind of crazy. So far, I say for the Mothership, you can wait on it. Wait for the Sephora sale. Wait for the sale that Pat McGrath does like during the holidays, where you get like percentage off depending on like how much you spend. Like, so they're like different tiers. I would just wait on that. That's how I feel right now. Is you can wait on it. You don't need to rush it. I mean, if you want the lavender case, then by all means get it. Will Sephora carry the lavender one? I don't think so. I think it's only exclusively for the Pat McGrath website. I think last time when they've done like a couple of releases where there are like limited edition different lacquer color cases, that it was limited edition, and once it's gone, it is gone. So I'm not sure if she'll do like a previous restock on her website, but I'm pretty sure you can only get it from her website and not from Sephora. So I know people are eyeing the Sephora sale to get 20% off like that Mothership palette. If you want to do that, go do that. If you're not interested in the lavender shades, if in the lavender shade here, like again, it is pretty. It is definitely a pretty case, but you can honestly, you can wait on it. It definitely mutes the shades, as you can see. Like, it's not as if like it's against like a black, lacquer where the colors would stand out a lot more. And then again, I had no issues using the mattes. I use all three of the mattes. I'm definitely going to do some more looks. I'm going to include swatches as well for this video. But the only thing that I have to say is that for almost 2 years, and again, this is what we've gotten, I'm glad we've gotten this color story. Is it one of my favorites? No. Subversive is still top 10, along with Bronze, Seduction, and you know, like, I can go on, but this is definitely not my favorite color story from a Mothership. And like, I think it's because like I really prefer her like her first like 5 or 6 palettes that she came out with. Other than that, like now I feel like once that Rose palette came, y'all know what Rose Mothership I'm talking about. I felt like it was just a bunch of repeats of the same variation of mauve and red and gold and brown type of color story that has gotten overplayed. And I think Pat McGrath is starting to realize that, you know, people will always stand by you. Your fans will always stand by you. But once Pat McGrath got rid of the baked shades, I think definitely that maybe it was a wake-up call for some, to the point where it's like, should I wait for like the sale? You know, should I even get it? Is it even worth the price type of thing? Should I just wait it out? I think that was like really the scenario that was playing in people's heads about like the special shades, because it's special because it's in the baked formula. So that's my thing. I still think that her formulas are amazing. The Astral, Blitz, the VR shades, all of them are like amazing shades. Is indie makeup coming for Pat McGrath's neck? I would say if, you know, they become more consistent in the packaging quality and within their formula, and on top of that, some are more affordable than others, okay? Because like there are different, you know, types of tiers when it comes to indie makeup brands. But my thing is that now that people have discovered indie makeup brands that are, you know, doing these formulas that are more superior than like Mothership, I think for someone purchasing a Mothership, it's either they're a collector or they like the aesthetic, the feel of a luxury brand, the quality and the presentation that a Mothership is giving you versus an indie makeup brand that's probably giving you like cardboard boxes, you know, like, but there it's still like a handmade, you know, put in the work type of feel in certain, you know, indie makeup brands versus like another indie makeup brand that might have great quality. Adept, now this is going to be in another video, but I got the Adept Emo palette. And so brands are starting to come out with these like aesthetic packaging now, more of like a luxury feel, but now the shades are removable. Like you can remove and switch out the singles now, and it's in a similar format as the Natasha Denona as well. And so I think when you have something like this, right, where you have all of these shades, you have all of these special shades, because Adept's shades are definitely special, which I can't wait to get started with this eyeshadow palette. But you can tell that I think indie makeup is still coming for Pat McGrath's neck and other luxury brands or prestigious brands that are not, you know, really putting in work with their formula and their presentation and how they, you know, carry out their brand moving forward. Especially with that whole beauty report, how indie makeup brands are literally taking over the beauty industry. And that also includes, you know, again, makeup artists too, like Danessa Myricks, killing it. LYS, they're killing it. But then you have other brands like Adept Cosmetics. You have Clionadh Cosmetics. Like Clionadh, like yeah, they're expensive, but the formula, their shades are top tier, okay? Then you have other brands coming out that like every single year, I feel like we're getting a new indie makeup brand. So I hate to say it, but I'm just telling it how it is. People are only buying from Pat McGrath because one, they're collectors. They love her brand and what it stands for, and her as a person, of her makeup artistry, being on a runway as a makeup artist and things like that. Her creativity, also I think it's definitely the aesthetic. It's giving luxury. It's the presentation. The formulas of her eyeshadow palettes are definitely one of the, in my opinion, the top 10 makeup brands on my list that have an amazing formula. However, I think if Pat McGrath doesn't get more creative, then I honestly think, especially with the whole creative director role that she's playing into, I believe, Louis Vuitton, I think you have to come out with something better. All right, I gotta do this real quick because my camera got kind of full. It got kind of full. But my thing is that I'm just telling it how it is. I will forever, again, support Pat McGrath and, you know, whatever she comes out with. However, I will probably skip some of the launches that she may be coming out with. Like, I'm in love with the Quints. I am Motherships, but again, that's just how I feel. Indie makeup will forever have my heart. That's how I begun my journey in makeup, and just, you know, and drugstore too, but might have to skip some releases, which is very unfortunate, but it's just because, like, I work hard for my money, and I think Pat McGrath definitely, you know, deserves her flowers. And I think where the direction is going for the brand, it's getting downgraded, but the prices are going up. So I don't think that is, it's not being consistent, right? That is not giving like a brand that cares about quality and what they put in. And then, like, on top of that, you have to understand, like, the collections that happened previously. Like, yeah, the first Star Wars, you know, collection did have decadence and it was repackaged. But then again, we had that golden, if you know, you know. If you slept and you missed your alarm for it, you would regret. I know I did. I still regret till this day of not getting that. But it is what it is. What can I say? It is what it is. I definitely think it's definitely gone down. But let me know what you think. Did you get the Mothership palette? Are you waiting for a sale that happened? Do you also think that Pat McGrath is going down in terms of like the quality that she is producing for her brand? What do you think about the new role that she'll be playing in? Do you think that it's going to be great for, I know it's going to be great for Louis Vuitton, but do you think that she can handle being a creative director and still being a brand owner? I've seen some of these, you know, independent makeup brands and Black-owned brands, you know, just sell their brand or, you know, close, or, you know, what do you think it would be the future for the Pat McGrath brand? And, you know, do you think that this was like deserving of the wait, like this Mothership? And, you know, do I think it is? Kind of. Do I think you should catch it on a sale? Yes. Definitely yes. But anyways, this is my thoughts. I don't know how I'm going to edit this video. I don't know if my thoughts came clear enough. This definitely deserves another video, and maybe, you know, going through my collection, my Pat McGrath collection, because I've definitely noticed something's not adding up in what we're getting. So anyways, this is T. Thank you so much for staying with me for this video till the end. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.